What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Sad Boy Slaps. This is Captain Mingo here from the Jersey Devils, and if you would like to join the Metazoo Empire, I'm going to link down my Instagram down below in the description. If you like the playmat, I'll link the artist in the description. Her name is Beth. I love her artwork. I really love how she does all the white outlines to the back of the stuff. And if you would like to see more Metazoo content, consider checking out Kai, Shiny Ho Ho TCG. I'll link his channel down below. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. So I created Sasquatches with a little bit of UFO update in it, and it's pretty good. It's just a beatdown deck. This deck does lose to Flood the Earth, but that being said, it's pretty strong, honestly. Which is pretty nice. Oh, also, shout out to Nick, one of the Jersey Devils members. He made a Loveland Frogman 3D printed. I cannot wait to paint this. This is cool. So let's start off with the deck with 2 of Grand National Park. And we play this because beasties with an aura cost of 4 or higher get +10/+10 while this tears in the arena. So this adds to all of their tribal boosts because Sasquatches mostly have tribal boosts. We're going to play 2 Forest Amber. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Forest Aura. And for the new UFO help, we're going to play 2 Forest Elementals just so that if we're going against lightning, we don't get paralyzed. If we're going against fire, we don't get burned, stuff like that. It just prevents all status effects going off. And this also protects us from Frog if we have this guy out too, which is pretty nice. Next is the new Sasquatch. I like him a lot. He's pretty good. Rolling Wimpus. So when you contract him, and if he is the only Whirling Wimpus you control, the next Sasquatch you can bring out costs 2 less aura. So a cool little combo you could do is bring this guy out, and then you could bring in your Ohio Grassman for free. Or just reduce the cost on any of your beastie Sasquatches, but I usually like to go into him, which is pretty nice. Next is our Ohio Grassman. I am running 4 of him. The reason why we run him is because you can tap him to create a nest token and with 20 life points in the arena, and your opponent cannot target beastie Sasquatches for an attack. They have to destroy that token. So if you have a couple of these guys out and you keep creating those tokens, then it's just letting your Sasquatches survive a little bit longer so that you could build them up, because they do benefit from that tribal boost. So you want as much of them as you can out on the field. Next, I play 1 Momo. I play him just because he's technically a 2-drop if you have a pumpkin in sight. And he has a pretty cool effect where if you attack with them, you roll a dice. If the result is a 1 or 6, you place the opposing beastie back into their owner's, on top of their owner's spellbook, which is pretty cool. Neat little effect like that. But other than that, he doesn't have tribal boost, so that's why I like to keep him at 1. Next, I play 4 Skunk Ape. I really like Skunk Ape just because of the poison effect. But Skunk Ape is another Sasquatch with tribal boost, which is good. And if you are wearing black and white colors, this beastie does +10 damage on its attack, so he attacks for 40 if you're wearing black and white. And you can tap him to target beasties, or to target a beastie, inflict it with poison 1. That beastie cannot declare an attack against beastie Sasquatches the next turn, which is pretty good. Another little stall card just so that we could build up our little army, and you're poisoning them, so that's pretty good. Poison gets through stone skin, if you guys didn't know, so that's why I like that. Next, we're playing 1 Alien Bigfoot. I just put him in here as another beastie Sasquatch name, just because I wanted to be able to throw him in here, honestly. I also have him in here, so if you're going against water, he does an extra 20 against water on his attacks. Oh no, he's cosmic already, so he gets the water bonus on him also, which is pretty cool. And we can use Forest Aura to bring him out, which is pretty nice. And he has a lot of health, so we could use him to block some stuff. The next monster we're going to use is the Cryptid Nation Bigfoot. I like him because if you are within 5 miles of a forest, so you can use a bonsai tree or something like that, Bigfoot gains invisible and spellproof, which is pretty hard to counter, and he has an extra 20 against water because he is grass, so that's pretty nice. Next, we're using the new forest elemental queen. I like her because she can convert. She's also a spirit. She gets this cool little arena effect that says casters lose an additional 10 life points at the end of the turn for each poison indicator they are inflicted with, which is pretty nice because we have our skunk apes and we also have our forest elementals to inflict poison. Not only that, but she can inflict poison herself. And she also has the effect, this beastie generates 1 additional forest aura when she uses convert. So you can literally just tap her to create 2 aura for whatever you need. So that's pretty good because all of our monsters are pretty big. Lastly, we are going for Bigfoot because we are going for that win condition. If we control 8 awakened non-token beastie Sasquatches, you win the game. So all you gotta do is just get 8 Sasquatches out and then drop him and you win the game, which is pretty nice. I'm not running Chibi Bigfoot, but if you do want to run Chibi Bigfoot, you can throw her in here to search out Bigfoot, which would be nice. That's it for the monsters. Next, we're gonna go into the spells. We're gonna be using this new spell. The next beastie you contract this turn with a Forest Terra or a Sun Terra bonus costs 1 less aura to do so to the minimum of 1, and it enters the arena awakened with +10/+10 on it. So this is kind of like a Dragon's Rise but for grass, because we get to bring in any of our forest Sasquatches in because they'll get that forest bonus. In awakened, already to attack. Not only that, but we get it to cost 1 less, and it gets a +10/+10 damage boost with, if it's one of the tribal ones, hopefully an additional tribal boost, which is pretty nice. Next card we're running is Growth. Just use this to draw 5 cards. That's pretty standard, I feel. And that's it for all of the grass support. Next we're going into our draw engine. I like to play 2 Bookmark, and that's pretty self-explanatory. I like to play 1 Next Chapter and 1 Patient Insight. I've been finding this ratio pretty good for any deck. This one is good at 1 just because if you do go first, you only bookmark 1. But if you do go second and you manage to get this, you end up bookmarking 3, which is pretty nice. And I like this one because it lets you, Next Chapter, because it lets you draw 1, fix your hand, and your opponent fix their hand, and then draw the same amount. So I like that. The next card we put in here is 2 first anniversary celebrations. The reason why we do this is because not a lot of our monsters have traits, so we can actually utilize that. So like, let's say we're going against lightning, something like that, we could just boom, knock all of them down from flying, then beat them down with all of our high attacks. Same thing if we're going against like a spirit deck, we could just take off all the spirit traits. If we are going against a burrow deck, this does take a little bit to activate because when we nullify burrow, they're still burrowed until the next turn, and then they just can't burrow after that. But then it'll go back to your turn after their turn, and they can't burrow still, so then you can knock them out. Little weird how to use that on burrow, but neat little interaction you can do there. I would rate this deck as more of a casual deck. I don't see this actually winning anything, but it's a fun casual deck if you're going to go for that Bigfoot win condition. And I don't know if this would top locals. I will actually try to top a locals with this and let you guys know. just because it's a fun idea, honestly. And if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification to stay up to date on all of my videos, and comment down below what you guys think about this deck. I am currently going to be working on Thunder Ice next, and Watchman actually told me about a deck. It's going to be a dark deck, and basically the idea is to throw everything into your cemetery to summon from the cemetery, which is pretty cool. I really like that idea, so I'm going to be focusing on that next. And yeah, I think that's it. Just oh, I am going to be doing an updated lightning video because I want to test lightning more, because they're obviously going to be the #1 deck this meta. Honestly, they got a lot of good support. #2, I would say probably Cosmic or Fire. But yeah, we'll get those videos out, and then we'll start working on updated profiles and actually start getting into really like good competitive versions of the decks I've already made. So until next time, guys, peace.